Eyewitness News. In touch, in tune, and independent. For the latest, visit ewn.co.za.
Over the last few weeks, charter and tourism coach operators have been embarking on silent or slow protests around the country. Since March, many operators have not been able to work, they've not been able to run their businesses, and their vehicles have been left stationary during the course of lockdown. Now, charter and tourism coach operators are required to pay license fees 6 months in advance. Now, the Private Charter Passenger Association has started a petition for government to refund their license fees so that they can assist the operators financially. We go to the PCPA's Fiona Brooke-Leggett, who joins me now. Fiona, last week you had protests here throughout Cape Town, a slow, silent drive through the streets of the city. You've been in Gauteng, you're going to Durban as well. Just tell me about some more about your protest and your petition with government.
Hi, good morning, and good morning to listeners, and thanks very much for your introduction. You've covered a lot of our grievances with regard to your situation. Yeah, I'm the chairperson of the Private Charter Passenger Association. It was formed, obviously, realizing the situation that all the private charter passenger operators would be in. And when I refer to private charter passengers, I'm basically referring to those bus operators that are non-subsidized, not assisted, obviously, by the government in any form or means, with a subsidy or route or scholar contract, and are obviously not a taxi who've been offered a bailout. They're just a larger entity, a bigger taxi, should we say.
How many vehicle owners and drivers and companies do you represent, and how many livelihoods are at stake here?
Well, basically, just to give you an overview, we've got about 85 members now, of which they've all got large fleets throughout the country. We've got a representative person in each provincial area, which is great. So they obviously the voice in each area in the country. And then to give you a bit of an overview, you're looking at about 14,000 coaches and private charter passenger vehicles throughout the country, some of which are affiliated with us, some which are not affiliated with us, of which then on average, most people have a full-time driver and a casual driver. So you can take that 28,000 members of staff on the driving side. Then most people have full-time mechanics, marketing, secretaries, taking bookings, that type of thing. So then maybe look at 30,000 approximately people, and hypothetically, in KZN, you're looking at 5 or 6 members per staff member that they're supporting. So it's of a substantial amount of people.
Fiona, is this mainly concentrated on the tourism and leisure industry? Are you also talking about people who are simply just fleet drivers who do staff transport, who maybe are private drivers? What does this entail?
Basically, what it entails is who we're representing are people that have no subsidies from the government, who have absolutely no contracts, be a scholar or route, because those guys, whether they're working or whether they're not working, are receiving, dependent on which provincial area they fall into, between 60 to 90% subsidy from the government, plus they're obtaining, if they're not working, they receive between 60% and 60 to 90% of their contract, and when they're not working, they still obtain that subsidy. And if they are working, they get the subsidy, plus they get paid to work. So, the taxi organizations, in the country have been at the beck and call of our minister has been at their beck and call, so subsequently since lockdown. However, they actually haven't shut down their industry, nor the routes, nor the scholar route systems with regard to obtaining financial assistance from the government. And then hypothetically, the taxi industry obviously was offered the 1.2 billion bailout. We have sent 3 letters to the Minister of Transport, Minister Patel of Trade and Industry, as well as the Minister of Tourism, and we haven't so much as even got a reply. But, that goes without saying at the moment, unfortunately.
Fiona Brooke-Leggett there. She is the chairperson of the Private Charter Passenger Association.